Okay, sorry about that. Following on from the Emma James video about mental health, sort of got me thinking a little bit about aspects of my own mental health. And there's definitely points within my journey where it's probably been questionable. Um, and I started thinking about what was the hardest thing that I've had to overcome. Now, I've had a fair few of injuries, complete pec detachment, crushing on my femoral nerve, which wheelchaired me for a while. Um, and Actually, my hardest mental battle has been my most recent. And it's not the kidneys or the health issues, or not directly anyway. Um, this really got thinking because there was a post on Jim Outcast yesterday. Steve Bear put one up about, are you truly a bodybuilder until you've thrown up doing legs? And it was a piss taking, tongue in cheek post, but it spread into things we'd suffered while training. And when I started to think about it, I've puked, nosebleed, burst blood vessels in my eyes, burst eardrums, burst spots on my head through pressure, burst blood vessels in my brain, which has put me in hospital, passed out, shit myself, pissed myself, had to be carried because I could no longer stand, had to be pulled off a machine because I couldn't physically get out of it myself, leg press being the machine, being found collapsed upstairs, start making in the changing rooms because I just didn't have the energy to get changed or the strength because nothing was working anymore. Cried with pain, literally cried, uh, and got up and done it again. And I thought, fucking hell, I'm nowhere near that level of intensity when I train now. Nowhere near. Um, and part of me sort of enjoyed going there. And I've been up to Dumfries today to see a client. So that's one of the reasons why I'm a bit low on the ground with the videos, by the way, because just got so many clients on at the moment. But I'm going to try and get on top over the weekend because wife's working all weekend, so I'm pretty much on my own. I mean, it's 9 o'clock on a Friday night, and I'm a sad bastard making a video to you because I've got no fucking life. Anyway, um, and the biggest mental challenge I've had to face is probably not what a lot of people thought it would be coming off the drugs, and it wasn't. That was easy because I hated it. I'd had enough. I was pissed off with jabbing. I was pissed off with using, and I was desperate to stop. So that was quite easy. Yeah, there was the worry about, are they ever going to work again and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, the solution to that would have been TRT anyway, so it wasn't a big issue. Um, so the biggest issue wasn't stopping using, and as it happened, I didn't lose tons and tons of size. I got fatter. Not that I've ever been super lean anyway, but what I did lose was strength, power, and I think my biggest problem today, and I was fighting this until recently, was accepting that I would never be what I was again. Now, I knew when I embarked on my journeys that it wasn't sustainable. I knew it wasn't a lifestyle I could maintain. I knew it was dangerous. I knew it was a risk to my health, and I knew it was damaging to my health. So I sort of did it knowing I couldn't sustain it. And to be fair, the £400, £415 that I eventually got to was a shit £415 anyway. Probably the tipping point was 392. At 392, I still looked like I had a physique and still looked like a train. But for me, my best balance of power, condition, strength, weight, size was the end of UC1 when I was 365. And it's that picture that I always post of me doing a double bicep with all the veins in my arms. That to me was my best balance. I was strong. I could still move. But even that the amount of food I was consuming at that point, it would have been difficult to maintain, let alone the drugs. Now, yeah, the drugs could have probably got scaled back, but I'd still probably had to use to some degree. And that's the one thing I've always found with me. When I come off, I don't lose size easily, but I do lose strength. And I miss that. Currently, my best bench is a double on 4 plates. Then I was repping 5 plates. I was shoulder pressing 5 plates for reps. I was squatting 7 plates for reps. I was bent over rowing 6 plate for reps. And all of a sudden, that's gone. And that was hard. The loss of strength and the acceptance that I would never, ever be there again. Because I can't sustain the drug use and I can't sustain the lifestyle. Some of that's medical, some of that's desire. Just the desire is not strong enough. And so it was a weird combination of missing what I was, but not wanting enough to do something about it, or definitely not wanting to take the risk involved to do something about it. And recently, someone had said to me, and it was a completely innocent conversation. I was leg pressing. I have a lot of weight on 400 keys, something like that, 450. And they seemed quite impressed by it. And I didn't say anything particularly untoward, but it was quite obvious that I'd done more. And the guy turned around and said, "So what did you do in your prime?" And it really hit home that, yeah, my prime's gone. But then it's an impossible benchmark to live up to because of what it took to get to it. But at the same time, you want to, because you don't want to go backwards. We naturally don't want to regress. We don't want to, we see it as failing. We see it as negative. So it took me a long time to get my head around the living in the now and not living in the past. I've done it with other things, but doing it with my training accomplishments was actually quite hard. The shoulder press was an attempt to keep hold of the past. And I mean, the day of the attempt was crap. I wasn't ready for it. I knew that. But at the same time, I tried to achieve it naturally. So I was never going to do a 6 plate shoulder press. I don't know if I'd need a lot of drugs to achieve it, but I definitely need some. And it was just somewhere I'm not willing to go. And I've just had to sort of accept the past is the past and live in the here and now. And it was difficult, and for a long time it sort of dampened my training. And anyone that's trained and assisted for a long time that suddenly goes back to training naturally, that lack of progress, that lack of results is frustrating. But to be so far away from what I was, but to still physically have a lot of the size I had, I think has been harder because I'm still physically big. Yeah, I'm fat, but so I should still be physically strong, and that's not the case. And I say it's been a difficult journey as that one, and probably one that I'm still dealing with to a small degree. I do train now for the fun of it. I enjoy it, and I don't train anywhere near as hard as I used to. I have my moments now and again, but nowhere near as hard as I used to. That may change. We'll see. I enjoyed the hard training, I did, and I would like. Part of me would like to get back there, but at the moment, part of me is it's too much like fucking hard work. So we'll see. We'll see. But obviously, I'm never going to achieve the size and strength that I had. And it's not big strength from a global scale or a powerlifting standard. I mean, granted, those lifts were powerlifting quality, but it's not strength in those. You know, I get laughed off a fucking platform if I try to do those sort of lifts at my body weight. Look, you know, it's ridiculous. But they were strong for me, uh, and generally they were strong in the gym. And it's yeah, that really has been a head foot more than anything else. Look, like I said, the drugs not really an issue. I fucking hated them anyway. Um, and I haven't really lost a massive size, so that's not been an issue. And I don't know how I'd cope with that. But as for me, my core has always been enjoying the gym and enjoying the training and pushing hard and the challenge of that. I think that even if I had lost size, would still be the most difficult point of all this. Would that not being what I was when it came to my training, not having the power and not having the the mindset or the desire to be that hardcore in the gym. It's a weird one, and at the moment I'm in a bit of a strange place where I am generally enjoying training, but there's a bit missing, and I think that bit is the buzz you get from the big weights. Now the silly thing is they are big weights to me at the moment, but I'm still a little bit living in the past. I'm still a little bit about where I used to be. And I try not to be, and slowly and surely it is going. It's less of an issue. Uh, but yeah, it has taken a little bit away. And you know, I don't. I always said I don't regret what I did, and I don't to a large degree. Um, Even with the health issues and everything else that's gone on, because it's brought me to where I am now. But out of what's happened, there are a couple of things that could have done without. And this sort of having had that power and had it for quite a while. I mean, we're talking a couple of years at those sort of weights. To now not have it, I never realised how difficult a pill that would be to swallow. And you know, there is a bit of me that said I could have done without that one. The injuries, the pain, though excruciating at the time, and Jesus Christ, the femoral nerve being crushed was indescribable pain. Beyond anything I've ever felt. And I've had some pretty fucking horrific injuries over the years. Not just training related, I mean, other related as well. Being crushed by a truck was not the most pleasant of my days. But that brought a whole new level of what pain is. I remember driving and crying. And yet that was easier to cope with than getting my head around the fact that I will never ever be again. I don't feel like I've lost my identity or anything like that. I generally don't feel like I'm not me or anything of that nature. So you know, I'm quite rounded there, and I don't think my size or my strength is the making of me, but I do miss it quite a lot. uh, and I don't know why. I don't know what it is about it. I think there comes to a point in your strength where I don't know. It's a strange one. I used to absolutely love getting under a heavy squat bar and stepping out with it to the point where my hips are shaking and my knees are shaking, and it's like, oh fuck, this is going to snap me in two, and going up and down with it. And yet now, I don't really like squatting. It seems a chore, but it seems a chore because I've constantly got this reminder of what I used to do. Uh, so yeah, out of everything, it surprised me that that's the one I've had the issue with, and it's taken quite a while for it to come out, and it's taken quite a while for me to accept that it is what it is. I think I've been in denial for nearly 2 years, where, well, I will be, I'll get there again, I'll get there again. And it's like, no, you won't, because you're not willing to do what needs to be done. Uh, I just need to chill. I mean, generally, don't get me wrong, generally, life's great. It's great. I mean, nothing that the winning the lottery wouldn't fucking cure, I can assure you of that. But I'm really happy. I am. I genuinely am. I have a wonderful relationship and I enjoy what I do. And though the hours can be incredibly long, I still enjoy it. I enjoy what I do. I do. I love what I do. I love training people. I love coaching people. And I love helping people. And I really do enjoy this. I get frustrated with shit at times, but that's just life. But generally, I'm really comfortable in myself with everything. But there's just that nag. Uh, I fear that I've turned into one of them old fat blokes that talks about the good old days and what he used to do and you know, oh, I used to do this. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, don't, no, please don't make me one of them. I can't turn into one of them. But hey, so the but yeah, no, obviously, following on from what we were talking about, I just thought it might be interesting. Right, I'm going to get off because it is. Oh no, it's not. It's 9 o'clock now, and I'm going to go chill. Um, I'm going to do a video tomorrow on PCT. Yes, I've done one before. In fact, I've done quite a few. But I want to this time. I'm going to try and do almost the ultimate PCT video. So I'm going to go into real depth about what happens when you take the gear, the process of shutdown, inhibins, and other signaling factors, the drugs that you choose, what they actually do. So we'll cover HCG, we'll cover HMG, which is getting more popular, Clomid, Novadex, but also Proviron. I see Proviron creeping more and more into PCTs. And so we'll talk through the reasons, ins, and the pluses and minuses of using that. And just the general overalls of PCT and its benefits and testing procedures and all that sort of stuff. And then we'll also do females as well, because I've got a bit more solid on female PCT and some of the variations in that. And so that'll be tomorrow. So I'll probably get that up tomorrow as well. And then I'll try and get. So I've got a busy week with clients next week, but I'll try and get some videos scheduled in for next week as well. And let's try and get this channel back up with some content, because I am very aware that it's been a bit lacking. And I don't think you guys having videos of me on the road and just dealing with clients is going to be particularly appealing. So let's try and get a bit more stuff on. Okay. So take care. And I'm going to go have a brew and watch the end of Legend of the Sword, Japanese film. And I'll catch up with you guys soon.